Hi, this is Brenna Surette, Wealth Advisor at Burney Wealth Management, and I'm joined by Bijal Patel, a partner and senior wealth advisor on the team. Welcome to an episode of Byte Size Retirement, where we take common retirement planning topics and break them down into bite-sized pieces. These videos are not tax or investment advice, but hopefully give you a strong foundation to build off of. And while we're just taking a few minutes here to discuss these topics, please take more than just a few minutes to make any of these important financial decisions. And when you clicked on this video, you probably saw the title that we're going to be talking about gift tax limits today. And maybe you were wondering, does this mean I'm going to have to pay gift taxes on the fancy sweater I give my sister at Christmas or the big birthday present I'm sending to my mom? So we'll kind of break down the gift tax limits on both an annual and then lifetime basis. So with that, I'll pass it off to Bijal here. Bijal, do you want to explain annual gift tax limits to start us off?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Brenna. So in 2022, the amount that you can give to someone is $16,000. And generally, when you do this, the IRS is not concerned about this, and there are no forms that you need to fill out, nor does the recipient need to fill out. But if you give more than $16,000 in cash or assets, and this would be a combination of stocks, land, an automobile even would be included in something like this, in any 1 year to any one person, you will need to fill out a gift tax return. That doesn't mean that you'll have to pay any taxes on the gift. It just means that you have to fill out IRS form 709 to disclose that you've given a gift in excess of $16,000 to any one person. The annual exclusion is per recipient also. So it isn't the sum total of all of your gifts. As an example here, you can give $16,000 to a relative, then you can give another $16,000 to a friend, and you give another $16,000 to a neighbor. And you could do this all in the same year without having to file a gift tax return itself. Another important thing to keep in mind here is, for people that are married, in terms of the amounts that they can give as gifts as a couple, you and your spouse can give away a combined $32,000 in a year with a strategy called gift splitting. But in doing so, you might need to file a gift tax return just to document the total amount and why it was in excess of the $16,000 and was given to jointly as a married couple itself. So those are some things to kind of think about in terms of gift taxes themselves. But another important reminder here is, gifts between spouses, these are unlimited. So you can give an unlimited amount of assets between two spouses. And this generally does not trigger a tax return, a gift tax return. And then another thing to keep in mind are, gifts that people give to nonprofits. These are considered charitable contributions, and they are not considered gifts themselves. So that's a look at, in any 1 year, what you can give to someone. But what I'm going to do now is turn it over to Brenna, who's going to talk about, lifetime exclusions in terms of the gift tax and how that works.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Bijal. Yeah, I think that annual gift tax limit is layer one, and then layer two is the lifetime gift tax limit. And I think a good follow-up question when we explain that annual gift tax limit, like you just did, is okay. Well, what if I exceed that amount? And you mentioned form 709, but another layer to that is if you do exceed that annual gift tax limit. So if you exceed that $16,000, that's when you start eating away at your lifetime gift tax limit. So like Bijal mentioned, in many cases, most cases, you probably won't even need to pay gift tax because the IRS does allow you to gift up to roughly $12 million over your lifetime. Again, without paying gift tax, you'll just have to file that form. And I know, a lot of you watching may be thinking, well, that's way too high for me. I'm set, I'm good. But the reality is that, as of today, this is expected to sunset into a much lower number. And, if we're looking long term, that number for the lifetime gift tax limit really will fluctuate. So it's something to just be mindful of, keep an eye on. And if it does start to become more applicable to your situation, one approach or one way to prevent taxation of assets that you pass on is to give those assets in the increments of the annual gift tax limit, like Bijal mentioned. So that's $16,000 per spouse, per recipient. this could take some planning, but can be really advantageous for a couple reasons. Number one, you'll really get to see the impact of those gifts on an annual basis. And then number two, it's a way to ensure that you won't need to pay gift tax or even have to really worry about it. So with that, just to summarize, again, we covered the annual gift tax limit as well as the lifetime gift tax limit. But of course, if you have any questions at all, you can leave them in the comments below and we'll get back to you. And as always, if you have any retirement planning topics that you want us to make an entire video on, please leave them below. But thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Thanks.
Take care.